Hey family, I'm back. I had several people ask, if I've been okay the last little bit, and yeah, I'm doing awesome. I just was cocooning. Everybody needs to have a chance to cocoon, I think, now and then, and just get refocused, recentered on your purpose and with God and your family and yourself, and it was really, really good. I actually learned a lot of things that I'm excited to share, and I felt like today I got really strong impression that I got to share a video about how to assist your kids with anxiety. And I feel also inspired to share a lot more videos about how to assist your kids in general. So that's going to be something that we're going to be focusing on, is assisting your kids. And so I heard this week from my friend Heather, actually, that children typically do not project into the future their feelings. It's not typical for them to be worried about things in the future. And if they do, that's a sign of intelligence. I mean, no surprise that children with autism tend to project into the future a lot. And no surprise that they are very, very, very intelligent. They are energetically gifted. So, with that being said, we as adults tend to do that. We project into the future and worry about, oh no, this could happen, this could go wrong, what if this happens, what if this happens? But children don't generally do that, but children with autism do. And so they tell themselves these stories about things that could happen that are anxious. So for example, my son just randomly a couple of months ago had a phase where he was really afraid to leave the house. And I found out that he had a story about his sister that he was playing. He was so worried that his sister would run away, because she'd done that a couple of times just for fun, because she's a drama queen like that. And he was so worried that she was going to run away. So he'd tell this story to himself of, if we go somewhere, Charlotte's going to run away and I will feel powerless, afraid, terrified, mortified, all of those feelings. So if you combine a story about what's going to happen in the future with emotions, the nervous system and the brain take that as real, especially our children that are so gifted. They think, if this is what I'm feeling, this is what's going to happen, this is real, and their body takes that as real. So what we get to do for these kids that are so smart and intelligent and are so good at telling stories is we get to give them a different story. So what I started doing with my son about this experience, you have to understand how your child processes. So usually with these children, talking face to face about their story isn't going to be helpful, but my son is a really good reader. He started reading at a really young age. So I sat down at the computer and I typed out this story for him about what was going on. So this negative story. So we typed a story about how his sister Charlotte would run away and it would make him feel scared and terrified. We rewrote the story. So if your child does not read, you could still write the story. They might be able to read, you just don't know. You could draw pictures, you could talk about colors, you could do faces with emotions, you could do all kinds of things. Just sit with how you feel like your child processes the best, but I don't think just talking about it will be great. So write the old story. You can print it out or have it on paper, rip it up, burn it up, saying this old story is gone. All of these old emotions are gone. And with the emotions, you can just use your intuition about what you think they're feeling. If you're into muscle testing, you can use the book, The Emotion Code by Dr. Brad. You can use that to muscle test what emotions they're feeling. And with that, you can write down the emotions on the paper and burn or tear or rip those up too, saying, okay, these are gone. So for me, with my faith, I like to focus on giving it to our Creator, to our Savior, to God. So we talk about that. So just giving it to Source, giving it to the higher power. And then you have the opportunity to write a new story. So we sat down, we wrote a story about how this is not my son's job to take care of his sister. That's my job. How she'll stay with me and that he can be happy. We went into great detail about this new story and how he'll feel happy in public and he'll feel peaceful. And so we wrote this new story. We talked about it and it became his reality. It was like almost like a magic. He went from saying, oh no, I don't want to go anywhere, to I love going places in one day. And so I've been using this with other children and having very similar results. And I combine this with grounding and shielding, which I'm going to make another video about that today and share that as well. And combining these two things, I think, could make a really big difference in your child's life or anyone's life who struggles with anxiety and is a really good storyteller. So I would love to hear what you think and how this works for your children. Hopefully you get some good results from it. Love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.